Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's Tuesday. You know what that means. It's NXT. It's Unpopular Review NXT. I'm one of your hosts, Bad Guy Jack. I work on Tuesdays. And unfortunately, the captain is off tonight. She is somewhere in the ship, making sure it's ready for her sailing. And I say, hope you have a great night off, Cap, and see you next week. But filling in for her, this man don't need no introduction. He can do it his damn. This guy is like the leader of the whole UPR nation. Let's bring him in. I was so stoked to work with him on Tuesday. Let's bring him executive consultant. Oh man, I'm so excited. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Wow, straight to the point. He's all business, ladies and gentlemen. He even got his glasses on. I don't know if he's getting ready to bet on horses and stuff, but we're here to talk about NXT. And let's start off. Start off with a 6-woman tag. You had Toxic Attraction against Io Shirai, Kacy. I never can pronounce it. Kacy Catanzaro and Kayden Carter.
Well, once you pronounce something properly, it is Kacy Catanzaro.
I did it. Yeah, I'm proud of myself. I pat myself on the. Oh, okay, cool. It was past your bedtime anyway, kid.
You should go to sleep because I heard trains stop running soon because of issues that's going on over in your neighborhood. So you might want to go ahead and fall asleep. That's usually what happens when you enter a room. What's up, Jack EC? Barb.
Hey, she was there at NXT. She was there live. Yes. So,
hey, you know what? Captain's not on today because she asked for some shore leave, so I granted it. You know, see what I did there? No, 6-woman tag, and you want to talk about it, but let's talk about the focal point of tag, okay? Because whatever you're going to say is probably not going to make sense. That's what you do. Okay. I'm here because Cap asked for some shore leave, and this show needed a boost because you over here, not telling it like it is to these NXT faithful, and I'm going to tell it like it is for NXT faithful, okay? Front row, baby.
Baby.
Whatever. I was front row my bed. Look, here's what I'm telling you, okay?
Okay.
There's only one story of this match, and that is Toxic Attraction. Mm-hmm. They are the most important. They are the Roman Reigns of NXT. If you didn't hear what I'm saying, let me tell you again. They are the Roman Reigns of NXT. They can do no wrong. They are the reason you all are watching right now. Tell me I'm wrong, and then go ahead and shoot yourself in the head. But go ahead.
I don't have no weapons in the house to do such a thing. But hey! But I agree to all that. I mean, I was even going to point out this is probably the second week that they threw out Toxic Attraction as the opener. So no, I agree to all what you said. I hate agreeing with you. I actually just threw up a little bit in my mouth. But
consult a physician.
Yeah, sure. But they start the match. I mean, you have them out there. They're the hottest act. They get the win. I mean, this match was really nothing. Really not a lot to drive home about. I guess like Kacy and Kayden are supposed to be next in line, but they're not looking so strong here when they sat here and took a loss. But yeah, like you said, it's pretty much just. I mean, they're just backing up a lot of wins right about now. They have a lot of momentum going for them. So this really was not a whole lot. It's not a whole lot to really dissect here, except that Toxic Attraction get the win. They're really strongly behind them. And that's about it. I mean, is there any? Oh, as you stare far into the distance, is there anything you want to? I mean, I feel like you threw in every little cent in your pocket. So, is there anything you wanted to add to this?
No, I said everything I needed to say. Look, Toxic Attraction, they're the reason you're watching. Their name is perfect. They're a great team.
Well, I watched because
I don't know why Kacy Catanzaro and Lacey Lane, I can't remember her name, right? Kayden. They keep coming and going. Not pause, but in the PG way. They keep coming and going. It's making absolutely no sense to me. But I mean, hey, you need somebody in there to take an L.
You do.
To JC and
Gigi.
JC and Gigi. So
that's glad you're doing your homework.
JC and Gigi. Look. I didn't ask you for it. Whoa. Didn't ask you for that. Then you have Io Shirai who just says, "Hey, I'm trying to stay here as long as I can, even though really I can't do anything else here."
She just feels so out of place, though. I'm glad you mentioned it. She just feels so out of hair, just so out of place. Just like I feel like she's done everything she could. I've said this before. I feel like she did everything she could. This NXT, I just feel like certain people just don't fit this version of NXT, and it's just she's just so out of place. Even when she was in the ring, and Kacy and Kayden tried to get her to join the TikTok dance and all that nonsense. She just didn't want to have nothing to do with it. Everyone talk about these releases. I mean, a few times. I give you some credit. You saying, well, they're still stacked with talent. There's always someone who can fill in another role and all that stuff. So I think it to me just seems about time. And I hate to say it because I get concerned of people getting called up to the main roster, but I think it's time for EO to be called up. Just really felt out of place.
She can do well on the main roster. She can do a lot better than you think. Hey, I have a woman's crush all the time. Recently it was
I didn't know that.
What's her name? From AEW, Jade Cargill. She was it for a while. Had Kacy Lennox for a while. My latest crush, and every time I'm on the show, I got to give her a shout out because she shows up every single Tuesday. Love this woman to death. Next, that's Mrs. Harris. Shout out to Samantha Irvin, the ring announcer for 205 Live. What a beautiful dish she is.
That is a beautiful woman. Yes, I agree. So all these, you said ex Miss Harris. I mean, I don't know how many weddings this is, but yeah, can't wait to go to your wedding. Will there be macaroni and cheese there?
That's racist. Which is why EO should be drafted to the main roster. Who else can she fight?
You don't like macaroni and cheese?
Hey, unofficial camera woman. I heard, right, through the grapevine, there is an up-and-coming person going through the independent circle who's going to make an appearance on NXT, and she's going to take up the entire division. She's going to be a storm, so to speak. And I heard this person's name is Barbara. So go ahead and check her out. Yes, she is.
She's a great one. So Pete Dunne, he has an interview. He's being interviewed. I guess from last week, Tony D'Angelo called him out, and he wanted to say, well, I'm here. Also, by the way, Pete Dunne, today's his birthday. I just learned he's 28. But he pretty much want to get his he was trying to get back at Tony D'Angelo. But Trick and Carmelo come out. He was talking Toxic Attraction is like a really which they are. They're a great act. But I also gotta give it up to Carmelo and Trick. I mean, they're gonna be on tonight. But he comes out, he calls out, he's pretty much he's really calling out all the heavy hitters, the guys who really are what's the word that people using now? Like the pillar of NXT, like the bricks. So he's calling out everyone. What was I shaking the head for?
Because I'm sick of that word. That word AEW came out with that crap like a month or so ago, and then NXT used that. I'm like, nobody's a pillar. Yeah. No one's a pillar.
Me either. I'm a black man. Yeah. Thank you. That was great. That was great. This is why I enjoy working with you, because I like when you get all worked up and a little bit of hair on your head just stands up. So yeah, so we get to
standing up. You're wearing a man bun.
Because I make it look good. That's why. But yeah, to you too. I'm just as excited to work with you too. I mean, at least add some enthusiasm.
Where's Patrick? I thought we were gonna have some sense in the show. Like, where is he at? Let me find out.
He didn't like it.
Patrick, how you gonna
go find him
to be drafted?
Yeah, he wanted to be drafted on the Fun Show. But interviewed in this, Trick and Carmelo talk trash him, set up for a match later in the night. While as Toxic Attraction was leaving after their victory from defeating the babyfaces, Kacy and Kayden, Kaylee Ray comes out, and she has a match with Sarray. And it's funny because just recently I was sitting there going, I wonder what happened to he is ridiculous. He's when camera was talking in the ring, the camera cut to the wrestling doll. Oh, see,
I'm afraid to hear what you were doing when you saw her on screen too, Elvis, because Lord knows you're like a monster troll that needs to get hit by anything, preferably a boulder.
What is this Looney Tunes like? A boulder? What's this guy? But Kelly Ray goes against Sarray. It's funny because just recently I was saying, I haven't seen Sarray in a while.
Who?
Sarray. That's
Who's
that? This is tremendous. Good job, Chris. Who is that? She's the latest Japanese star that they signed sometime back.
Japanese star that they signed. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know.
This must be how Kat feels when she's on the show with you and you're mispronouncing names that y'all discuss every freaking week. I know Sarray is. I said, who is she? Because she's making no impact, no pun intended. She's making no impact on NXT. She came with this big fanfare like she was the latest signee and stuff like that, and she's making no impact. I'll give it this. She's hard hitting.
Yeah.
Which is normally the Japanese wrestling style.
Yeah.
But
that's strong style.
I don't know if they're going to have her be the one to take that title off of Mandy Rose. That's a possibility. I don't know if they're going to do that.
I don't see it.
I don't know if they're going to try to do the other woman who just lost the tag team titles that was Io's partner. I can't remember her name.
But she's hurt. Actually, I'm glad you mentioned that, but she's hurt and she's out. I don't know how long
she's hurt.
She's hurt. Yeah, she got hurt.
Oh, so she's not
I'm glad you mentioned
for
it.
a while.
Yeah, she's going to be a while. But no, I agree to that. She hasn't.
She puts me to sleep every time.
Oh, okay. Cool. So like you actually have a really good point about Sarray, because I think she did come up with this fanfare and it's just not hitting. I still think she's great in the ring no matter what, but I do agree that she has not felt special in a while. Like the first month or so, she was really like showing what she could do and how impressive she is in the ring, but she has really fallen off, almost to the point where I think she might need some kind of change up, honestly. But she has this match with Kaylee Ray. Kaylee Ray, they have a back and forth match, and Kaylee. And I mean, she's the one who had that promo last week or 2 weeks ago, talking about she's going to put the women's division on. I was going to say Smash and put it on Smash.
That was like 2 weeks ago or something like that. Oh no, she was in like one of those rec rooms, right? Yeah, it was 2 weeks ago. It was a Halloween Havoc.
Yeah, and she was talking about coming back and everything like that. And I mean, she beat Sarray, and I mean, I don't know. I don't know what you do with Sarray at this point. I just do think there's just got to be some kind of change up with her. I think she's a talent that should not be. I think that's a talent that you should put. How do I put it? She should be a priority. I know you don't know. I was trying to figure it out. But did you want to add thoughts into this?
Because you know what? Funniest thing is Troll Martinez. That earlier today, somebody was crying. I think it was Nelson, right? And we'll talk more about this after the show. Or we finish talking about NXT. But Patrick's like, oh, where's the tissue? Do I have a tissue around? I don't have a tissue. But Patrick's like, oh, they released so many superstars. I'm like, whatever. They lost a few. They could lose like 15 more and they'll be fine. Anyway, long story short, David, the technician, is like, oh, name him. I can't believe you said that. Name him. And I'm like, all right, fine. I'll name him. I named him. And Joe Gacy was one of them. All right, go ahead.
You interrupt me just to make your point?
Yeah, if I don't make it, somebody else that's not going to.
I like how you said, yeah. You could tell you totally watched the Spice Girls movie. But it was kind of a cool movie. But yeah, Kelly Ray gets the win. I mean, did you want to add anything? I was gonna say, did you want to add anything? But before
I liked you on NXT UK. I did, right? Mm-hmm. I'm not a fan of people using NXT UK sometimes to be the feeder system to NXT US, I'll call it. And I feel like she should have stayed on NXT UK. I think that's where she belongs at this time. She doesn't need to come over because people, let's just be real. People fake and they act like they're like, I'm a wrestling fan, right? I'm a wrestling fan. Everybody, I'm like Steve. Everybody has the same mimicky voice today. I'm a wrestling fan. I watch NXT UK. It's so cool. The majority of people don't watch NXT UK.
I haven't.
They might catch a glimpse of it here or there, but they're not watching like they watch a SmackDown, Raw, even that freaking AEW Dynamite. They're not watching, right? But they do know a few people. Walter, clearly. Everybody knows Walter. He's a star.
He's my neighbor.
People knew Kylie Ray. So why would you do that? And then people have to try to get reanimated.
Introduced.
It just doesn't make sense. Leave them over there until you build up all the stars that you have. Then if she wants to move to the United States, sure, move to the United States. But if she doesn't want to move to the United States, she don't have to. Let her stay in NXT.
It's interesting. I do want to have this conversation, though, because, like, most of the time with NXT, NXT Prime, I'll call it, when they've done everything they can, they go to they go to the main roster, right? So would you have rather her go to the main roster? Because I mean, I think she's pretty much done with everything.
I'd rather if you're going to do NXT UK, Piper Niven did it, right? Dewdrop.
Well, yeah. No, that's true. That's true. I kind of forgot that she was a part of NXT UK. Right.
I was a fan of her in NXT UK. I'm a fan of her on Raw. I like her work she's doing on Raw. She's had a tough go at it, but she's been very consistent. Mm-hmm. I'll say other things later, but
Yeah, I'm interested in you talking about that because I was going to say but the name don't bother you so much. You at this point, I don't think it should bother. At this point, it shouldn't bother anyone anymore.
It's marketable. Yeah. Do the drop. Now here's the thing. Now if you're going to have her heel like she turned heel last night on Raw, it probably should have stayed Piper Niven. Doudrop is just more marketable. It's more for the fans. It's more for the kids. That's what WWE does. But I really feel like, God forgive me, I said this in the chat. I wasn't going to say this on air, but hey, I'm
don't you dare.
Yeah, they said, Nia Jax, this is supposed to be you, right? You don't want to comply with the vaccination or you want some more time off. I don't know. It's 3 sides to every story. We don't need
triangle?
You. We have a Piper Niven. We don't need you. I'm telling you the mentality. It's an effed up mentality, but this is WWE's mentality. Bianca Belair needs a break from the championship because we're still using Becky Lynch. We need to make sure Bianca Belair stays over because she's our John Cena right now, the females division. And she has to look like a powerhouse. Let's bring a big heel that looks like she can't beat and pick up to fight her. That's why they wanted Nia Jax back as quickly as they did. She announced it. They wanted her back November 15th. She said no. She needs more time. They said, okay, fine. We have a Piper Niven. I'm telling you that's what happened. I'm telling you. I promise you that's what happened.
Thanks, Instigator, for that backstage news. So before we get into commercial breaks, we're going to talk about this very someone mentioned Joe. Well, he put Joe Gacy. That's actually very hilarious. Joe Gacy. Elvis put that. But Joe Gacy has a match against Boa. I don't even know why they continue this Team Silent thing. It's been dead for the longest time. I remember like I was trying to sit here and watch this and take notes because I'm a professional at what I do, sort of. And I could not bear myself to care about this match. I got up, I turned on the water faucet because I found that more interesting. Then I went in front of the TV again. And then I was trying to understand and try to contemplate, like, why did they make like Crash Team Racing the remake so fucking hard? You know, like I found other things interesting than this match. I just couldn't bring myself to care about this thing. Like it's Joe Gacy. He has great Get High music. But the stuff with Boa, and then there was like this disqualification finish. I don't know. It was like I said, what am I doing? It was one of those things. I was like, what? Like, do we not realize that Team Saw is dead? Where's the lady? Where's the old lady? I don't know. I couldn't get myself to care about this match. You're on mute, sir.
She disappeared last week, right? She disappeared last week. If I
remember she probably got tired of this shit.
He went to the back and she was gone, and then all of a sudden he had a mask on.
He did that. He was John Cena. He did that.
Because I wish I didn't see Boa. Look, earlier today, Patrick's like, "Oh, where's the tissue? Oh, please don't let anybody go. I can't believe they let people go. They're all great." And then I was like, "They can let go a few other
Patrick? I can't let you part, man."
And then they were like, "I was like, hey, you can let go a few other people." And then David, the technician, was like, "Oh, I think you say name him. Boa is one of those names."
I love how every time. Like now, this has become a gimmick of Chris. You say a name, he's like, "Boom! I said that name."
He was. Bo was one of those names that I mentioned. Bo could be let go, but you know the funny thing is, Ron, and I'm trying to wait until the end because I was supposed to do the rant last night, but something came up.
Right.
But if Boa gets released tomorrow, everybody's gonna act like this guy's the next Hulk Hogan. And I'm gonna be, here you go, bro.
Oh my God, you're gonna see.
Please shut up, man.
No, you're gonna see him. They're gonna put a picture of him slamming Andre. Sitting there saying, "You remember that classic moment with Boa?" Yeah, no, Boa is not someone like this. Just really wasn't a thing. Like the most I could sit here and say when we talk about releases, I'm like, man, I feel bad that this guy lost his job. But I won't sit here and be like, yo, I was really behind this guy. That finish sucked. Yeah, that finish did suck. Sucked massively. And it's one of those things like I just don't get it. Like I don't know. But
I don't get Boa. I don't get Boa either.
I don't get Boa either. I think that's why the lady left. She probably said, "Fuck
Never
this."
like, yeah, she left. She said, "F this guy. If I keep messing with Boa, I'm going to get released."
And be one of the names Chris says. I called it.
I called it.
I called
she
it.
can get released. She said, "I'm proactive now. I'm going to release myself." That's what she said.
I'm going to release my. I'm going to release.
Bo's not good in the ring. I watched him up close. I wanted him to be good. I really did. I don't want anybody to fit. I wanted him to be good. He's not. He's not it.
Well, it's funny because like and you know I was gonna ask, because you just said he wasn't good. So when you saw him in ring, he did he look like lost in like a deer lost in headlights? I mean, because it's so different from watching on TV and then actually being there.
It's not that he doesn't have. He's a deer lost in headlights. He knows how to do basic moves, but he's not captivating you. He's not bringing you into the story because you don't know what the story is. You know, he's not it. He's not it.
You don't know the story. Neither do us.
I'm looking like the Undertaker sometimes on in NXT, right? But I'm gonna go to the main roster because this ain't it. Because I got Boa in my corner. Boa I thought was going to remain a manager, but he's not a manager. If you're ready and you're in the background or you're ready, give me a thumbs up. You're not ready. This man's still asleep. I don't know if he's frozen or not. Right? I don't know what's going on. Chris versus Bo. Hey, Bo is not exactly a small guy, and he looks like he does some
really. How tall is he? Because like he's
a little bit more cut than I am. I probably have I might be stronger. I don't know, but he looks like he also does martial arts. So I'm pretty sure he can kick my head off. So I won't.
Hey, are you ready?
Yeah. Hey, hello.
Yeah, go backstage real quick, please.
No,
that was terrible. Go backstage. I'll bring you in a second. Go backstage. No, go backstage.
Oh!
Go backstage. Put him backstage.
Lopez. I'm gonna put him, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to because this thing is all over the place.
All over the place. Yeah, that's where your next. That's
NXT, baby. That's how we do stuff. We're all over the place. That was easily the coolest thing. All right, so ladies and gentlemen.
Speaking of loss, did you just see Patrick right now? It was terrible.
Awful. Don't do that to the man. Ladies and gentlemen, commercial.
Alpha Academy, not bad, but not ready for it yet. Maybe another time, maybe season them up a little bit more and push them to somebody else, maybe. I don't think that they're ready yet.
I don't agree with that completely. I don't agree with that sentiment because Gable is amazing in the ring. He's one of the most underrated superstars on any roster. I feel like if you put him against kind of anybody, he is one. He's a former NXT tag champion, former SmackDown tag champion. He's pretty much been the standard bearer for good professional wrestling.
Listen, one of the moments where I've been the maddest at something WWE did was when they did the whole, Jason Jordan thing with Kurt Angle, and I was like, Chad Gable's right there. Like, he's right there. Like, he looks like where's the sixth? I mean, he's perfect. Yeah, like, I really wish they would do something with Chad.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, Badguy, the executive consultant and the ultimate fan with the coolest shirt ever, my friend. Great job. You are looking very.
Nah, so just to say, my bad for the thing. Yo, I watch you NXT up until
really you're bad for watching NXT. Gotcha.
No, I love NXT. No, you know something was boring. I heard of the jacket team. I'm like, what? The jacket team. Really?
I can't wait to dissect that shit.
Patrick, I got a funny story for you, right?
Oh no.
Earlier today in the chat room, Patrick, and I wish I had a tissue here, but Patrick was like, "Oh, don't release anybody. Can't believe they didn't even release anybody." And then David, the technician, he was like, team, though. David, the technician, he was like, "Oh, no." I said you can lose some more people. David was like, "Oh, name them, right?" Ikiman was one of those people.
Who one of them?
Ikiman.
That's Jacket Man, the original Jacket Man.
The stupidest team. I didn't see.
I love.
They should got released. I'm surprised that they not get axed. They should have gotten released.
You know what should be released? This camera off his perch. Like, what is going on? Why? Why? Are you on the phone?
Am I on the phone?
Yeah, like your camera.
No,
he's asking how
my headphone not working.
So you on the laptop?
Yeah.
You can't prop it up a little, like it's.
Yeah,
like,
I want to see that shirt,
I feel like I'm getting seasick.
I want to see that shirt. That's why I want to make sure you get that prop.
Yeah, I just don't want to be seasick. You know, I haven't been on.
I don't even think you've ever been on a ship, dude.
I have.
Oh, cool. I take it back. Then I don't want you to get
better.
I think the person who steered it was Shayna.
You leave her alone. Don't you ever do
Better?
that. Yeah,
that's much better. That's much better. We get to see WrestleMania 37.
Yeah, I see the WrestleMania. You got divas. You got 35. The women.
You know, you love that little area in the attic there.
Fact, you know the vibes.
Yeah, you know the vibes, Christopher. Like, let's talk about the vibes there with Solo Sikoa. I know I pronounced the name all wrong. He's
Solo Sikoa. Okay. He's a gangster guy. I like him.
Isn't he Oos?
Yeah.
Apparently, that's a gang. That's a gang. Once you Oos, you never leave.
That's so racist, and we do not condone that here, Elvis.
What?
All right, we do not condone that here.
What happened? Oh yeah, that's awful, Elvis. I didn't even realize what was going on. Not good, Elvis.
Do we don't talk about Keebler elves. Out of respect for you, we're going to leave that alone. Go ahead. That's
so insulting to Keebler elves. They make good cookies, but yeah, Solo he's having an interview. He's getting interviewed. He had a match. He had a really impressive debut. But Grayson Wallace comes out. He sits here and says, "Hey, you remember me? I was the one who brought you up. I was sitting there hyping you up, and then you threw me out the ring, beat me up." To which LA Knight comes out, and he says, "Yeah, well, he had every right to do all this." Yeah, you're a fan of him. But
that's a star right there.
He is a star. He really is. It's just, isn't it surprising that they have not called him up? Like, he
only made it NXT for less than a year. They usually don't like doing it if you're there less than a year, but he actually could have been called up. He's an older guy also, so it makes no sense. I'm not sure how well he would have did immediately on the main roster, but I'll tell you where this guy has a future in. And Patrick, you can correct me if you think I'm wrong in this. Of course, I'm not, so you're not going to. But LA Knight, when he retires, I think he'll be a phenomenal color commentator.
Oh, he would be so good at that. I agree. He's a great talker.
Yeah.
But no, I was gonna say, but you say that, right? You said he'd been on the NXT brand for how long? Like
less than a year.
About a year.
But even still, I feel like there's been people who've been called up much quicker. So,
there have been.
Like Kevin Owens is that example.
Kevin Owens was called up not too long after his debut. So there's been plenty of people. Baron Corbin's another one, right? Drew McIntyre when he came back, but I mean, to a certain extent, you can understand why.
I mean, I would give him a pass only because he already had that run with WWE. I think it was a matter of when, not if, he was going to be called up. For Drew McIntyre, of course. LA Knight, I got to give it up to him. I mean,
where will you put him if he got called up to the main roster is the question. This is what I'm saying. Well, even with all these releases that you do in WWE, you still have so much time.
I agree. No, I agree. It's so much, and I think that was the biggest problem with WWE, right? Not to go off to NXT, but if we can just have this free conversation right here. The biggest thing that was against them is they had so much talent, they didn't know what to do with it. To the point where there was so much talent that when it came down to it came down to this, it was so much talent that when a certain guy wasn't getting a certain push, or maybe it seemed like he was getting, I don't want to say buried because I feel like that word is overused in wrestling, but like you'd be like, man, why are they not pushing this guy? This guy's talented. They had so much talent. It was like, well, it's kind of hard to be putting this guy and that guy and this guy. It was always like a challenge. But LA Knight, you said, where would I put him? If I had to put him somewhere, I mean, I don't think there's no right or wrong answer there, but I put him on SmackDown. Why not? I would put him on SmackDown. I think that would be a good fit for him. Would he excel in Raw? I do believe so, but I would put him on SmackDown if I had to. If you're telling me to pick a brand, I'll put him on SmackDown.
Agree. I think if he put him on Raw, he could probably get. I don't know. I don't know if he'd go.
He put him on SmackDown. I can see him being able to go after the United States Championship.
Who's the champ now? It's Nakamura, right?
It is no. United States champion is actually Damian Priest.
Oh, right.
So, I should say the Intercontinental Championship. That's my fault. I should say the Intercontinental.
No, that was mine.
That's Shinsuke Nakamura, yes.
And I think he would kill it in that. Not to say he can't be a main eventer. He can totally.
He can be a main eventer, but SmackDown's main event is always going to be, especially if. So here's the problem with SmackDown.
Sure.
I think it's the better. Actually, I'm going to say unpopular opinion. We're unpopular review, right? Particularly, ladies and gentlemen, watching Unpopular Review, Executive Consultant, Ultimate Fan, and Bad Guy Jack over there. Please make sure you have not done so already. Hit that like button, hit that love button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button, and
please
follow us on all social media. Okay. So once again, if you're watching us right now, I don't know why you have not hit that like button yet. But
what are you doing?
The problem with SmackDown, and the unpopular opinion I was going to say is I actually think that Raw has been better than SmackDown the last 2 weeks. That might surprise people, but that's what I believe. Okay. Roman Reigns is such a dominant heel, it leaves no time for any other heels. That's the problem that SmackDown has. Because everybody has to be a face to get into that feud with Roman Reigns, because Roman Reigns is not going to feud with another heel. Doesn't make sense, because that heel is automatically going to get turned to a babyface because he's that good of a heel.
Right.
He is damn right.
A month ago, your secondary heel was Seth Rollins. He could do that because you're not going to really overshadow Seth Rollins like that. But he always had to stay away from the Universal title picture. He actually made a reference to that on Raw last week. I always wanted the world Universal title, but Roman never wanted to face me. That's the truth. Who's your secondary heel now? Do we know who it is? It's probably King Corbin again.
Well, I'm sorry. Are we talking in general WWE or are we talking SmackDown?
You know, everything's in tiers. So you have your top heel, that's Roman Reigns. Your secondary heel was Seth Rollins on SmackDown.
Yeah, right.
Directly underneath. Because the Romans say, hopefully never happens anytime soon. Roman got injured. Seth Rollins can easily take that spot. Won't be as effective, but he can easily take that spot. Roman Reigns is injured right now. Who's that heel that can take that spot?
Seth Rollins.
No, he's saying No, he's saying SmackDown.
Well,
so
who's the next heel that can take over?
Would you really put? I'm trying to think.
Corbin.
Really, Corbin.
It's Corbin. Corbin is your second.
Really. Especially
as Corbin's not as big a heel as he was, say, a year or a year.
Oh my God, no,
2 years ago. You know, he's nowhere near.
He's not. No,
he's trying to get back into it with this Happy Corbin gimmick, which I think sucks.
It's not hitting, bro. Like.
Not working.
And the King of the Ring shit was all right. The King of the Ring shit. Now a lot of people had a problem with it, where it was like, "Oh, that was 2 years ago." But I always thought like, "Oh, okay, that wasn't." Now I'm not even gonna lie. My favorite Baron Corbin was Bum Corbin. I mean, don't get me wrong. He was a no contender. No, I get it. He was a no contender to be for the championship and none of that. I get it because he was a bum. But I found that Baron Corbin interesting. But this Corbin, you're saying, and I really would look. I would love to look at this roster. But I feel like by default, I agree, Baron Corbin, but it just doesn't add up to me, if that makes sense. Because it's like Happy Corbin going for like, I just don't see, you get what I'm saying? Like him going for the championship, Happy Corbin, and then I don't even know what this guy's name is, the one who always laugh all the goddamn time, and it's not even me. Madcap, and it's not me because I always laugh, but it's not me apparently. But it's Madcap, whatever.
It's definitely Corbin. You look at the SmackDown Survivor Series teams. It's got Drew McIntyre, Jeff Hardy, King Woods, and Happy Corbin. Who's Drew McIntyre feuding with? Drew McIntyre doesn't have a strong. Drew McIntyre doesn't have a strong feud. He's out there doing open challenges. King Woods is in a feud right now with Houston. Right, it's the women on SmackDown, right? But male wise, it is definitely Corbin.
I want to look at this thing, but I think by default it is Corbin, only because I can't think of anybody else on here that would really be after Roman. I just don't. Yeah, I agree. Damian Priest is awesome.
I think the match would be good, but I don't think people will get behind Damian Priest as much as you would. So you seem to be a Damian Priest fan, which is fine. I think Damian Priest is pretty good. But if you put him in a match right now against Roman, everybody will be holding up their one finger.
No, you're not lying because Roman's really that over. But I wanted to talk because we're going to get back to NXT here because I feel like this is not a Survivor Series. But Survivor Series is supposed to be Damian Priest against Nakamura. Hopefully that none of these guys lose their title though. Right?
But here's the thing. Sure. They announced and I didn't even pay attention to this, but apparently last night on Raw, and then we got to go back to NXT. But apparently last night on Raw, they announced the men's world titles against each other and the women's world title against each other, but they didn't mention the secondary titles or the tag team titles.
Give it time. I think they're going to do that.
I think so too.
Honestly, I don't even think the women.
Priest versus Nakamura, the match you want to see.
Announce it on Friday.
I'm intrigued by that. Actually, I really am intrigued by that. But even with the women that they acknowledged, they said the women. I don't think we get Charlotte against Becky.
I said that for weeks. I doubt.
Yeah, I don't see that happening.
And if you pay attention to Raw, and this is not to listen to the dirt sheets or read the dirt sheets like Patrick always does. I heard. Even though he's been trying to clean it up lately. Thank you, Patrick. I've been realizing that. But Becky Lynch was on commentary for like 20 agonizing minutes last night, and she never once mentioned Charlotte Flair. Not once. Keep that in mind.
That's interesting. But ladies and gentlemen, that was our little Survivor Series talk. But we're gonna go back to NXT because that's what you came here to see. But let's talk. The Ultimate Fan, you was talking about earlier. You was mentioning the jacket time. That's the name of the name. Fucking jacket time. See, I hate this shit. So let me fucking talk for a minute. So like, I kid you not, I was watching this match and I saw myself getting angry each and every fucking moment. And as I was watching this match, there was nothing like. So to go against the Creed brothers, right? And I said, nah, the Creed brothers really need to wreck these dudes. Like I said, these dudes should beat these guys' asses so badly, and then after that, eat them because this shit was stupid. I don't know why they call it jacket time. I feel like fucking. What's the name? Kushida deserved better. I never was a fan of Ikemon. I made him sound like a goddamn Digimon, and I'm sitting there going like, I don't know. I'm just all over the place. I'm sitting there saying nah, I can't. I kept saying nah, and I was getting ready to go into a rap after that because I was so fucking irritated by this match. But when I saw the Creed brothers, because I said the Creed brothers lose, I'm gonna lose my shit. I'm gonna sit here and put my shit on a lost and found because I'm about to lose my shit. But the Creed brothers came through, kicked ass, showed why they're dominant. And then fucking Mark Henry Jr. comes out, right? Like Mark Henry Jr. comes out, and I'm sitting there saying like, yo, mind your business, mind your business. You know, it's always fat people. It's always someone fat that gets in people's ways and whatnot. You should mind your goddamn business. You can't go for the cruiserweight title, Odyssey Jones. I'm done. Go ahead. Who want to talk?
No, Odyssey Jones. His future is bright. Well, in NXT, I don't know.
And hungry.
There you go again, shaming the main roster because you want to be an NXT mark. We're over here trying to fix everybody in UPR's setup, right? Yeah, I'm about to go there again. And, you know, you got a nice background and stuff, but
you probably
what the hell is up with But what the hell is up with this camera?
My bad. I'm happy leaving him in.
Listen, leave Patrick alone. I'm tired of you attacking Patrick.
We're going to replace your camera. That camera is like, oh my gosh. Diamond Mine will always be healed. That's because Diamond Mine is great. Diamond Mine is really good.
Yeah.
Are you really behind Diamond Mine? I mean, I'm still not really sold on them.
You know what the thing is? I like Malcolm Bivens, but I don't think.
Yes. No, go ahead, guys. I'm sorry.
I like Ivy Lynn. She won the key factors, I think.
Yes, he Patrick says this every conversation. He really likes this woman. Okay.
She looked like a powerhouse. She looked like a short little powerhouse.
There's a reason why she looks like a powerhouse, Patrick. She is a powerhouse, Patrick. The Creed brothers.
Yeah, I like it.
You like it? Okay. The Creed brothers
I like it.
A very good team. I think, you know, the NXT crowd don't particularly care for them yet. I think they have what it takes. And I would like to see them succeed. I like everybody in the Diamond Mine, to be honest with you, except for Malcolm Bivens. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't think he's bad.
Who?
I just don't think he's Malcolm Bivens.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't think he's bad. I just don't think he works on the main roster. And when I mean main roster, I mean WWE. That includes NXT. I think he'll work better in, say, an Impact Wrestling or something. If he works in WWE, I would make him a commentator. That's what I
think he would excel as a commentator. He's really good at just speaking. Like,
correct.
He's correct. So your big thing is he would not survive. Your thing.
I just don't think he clicks. Is something missing where I can't take him seriously? And not that we take Paul Heyman necessarily seriously or anything like that.
Right.
But he's not that. I look at him like, I don't know. There's just something that doesn't click for me with him when it comes to it.
But does it stem from, and this is just a question, does it stem from because like I mean, we don't have a whole lot of valets here on the main roster, at least I can't think of, but like, you know, you got someone like Paul Heyman, you said, well, we don't take him seriously, but we kind of do though. Like, I say that meaning like when he would do the stuff, the reigning defender, but we would get behind that. So are you saying it's something like we're comparing him to like someone like Paul Heyman, where you go like, yeah, I don't see him really matching very well on the main roster.
Well, back in the day, they used to have a lot of managers, and the managers were the mouthpieces for the people, and they usually worked pretty well. Especially back in the late 80s, early 90s, everybody had
absolutely no, for sure.
They kind of got out of it because the wrestler had to get themselves over. So sometimes if a wrestler could not talk, in order to make them still seem like a strong person and believable, they would have them paired up with the manager. But the manager never was long term in the early 2010s, later on. Actually, probably mid 2000s.
I would say mid 2000s.
Right.
Yeah.
You had, say, a Vicky Guerrero, who's a special case because she knew how to draw heat. You had Paul Heyman because, well, Paul Heyman was Paul Heyman. But really, when you pay attention to it, Paul Heyman only worked with bigger stars. And what I mean by that is he worked with Brock Lesnar. He worked with CM Punk. Now, they tried to make him Roman Reigns later. They tried to give him other people, but realistically speaking, everybody else they gave him secondary.
He was it's crazy when you say that, right? So like, I don't know how you guys feel, but I like Cesaro, but him and Cesaro did not work. And Curtis Axel, and Ryback. And it's a shame because these are guys, and I'm not a big Ryback guy. I'm just not. But I'm like, man, that was something Ryback need, because there was something missing with Ryback, right? And maybe it was the talking. Because I know people were behind him for his in-ring. I don't want to say his in-ring work was like spectacular and all that stuff, but people were kind of behind him for what he did in the ring. Mm-hmm. But Paul Heyman, it just shows you he's not a magician. Like, he could not get these guys over because they were missing something. And you said CM Punk. CM Punk never needed a manager.
But you know what? Brock Lesnar, it did a very good job to introduce him into it, right? Mm-hmm. But after a while, Brock Lesnar didn't need him, and they actually split him up. People don't realize
about 02, 03, but I think that was actually damaging.
Lesnar and Paul Heyman were only together for
not
like
that long.
6 months.
That's true. That Survivor Series he turned on.
Up Survivor Series
02.
He showed up right after WrestleMania, and then 6 months later he turned on him. They got back together briefly, but they weren't together that long.
No, you're not lying.
Brock Lesnar was able to take it and go on with it because Brock Lesnar, despite what people think, actually has mic skills. He can work it if he needs to.
Yes, he could. Yeah,
he says less is more, but he knows how to work it. He can do it. He's done it. Mm-hmm. When he came back, he requested Paul Heyman because he doesn't like to necessarily do all that talking.
Right. No, it's true.
So they stayed with him for the entire time because it worked. It hit. But realistically speaking, in this day and age, managers, shout out AEW because they try it. In my opinion, it doesn't work. Their best wrestlers, I talked about it before. Their most over superstars, because I talked about Kenny Omega, right? Kenny Omega has a manager, but their most over superstars that I mentioned, Chris Jericho, CM Punk, Britt Baker, don't have managers. Keep that in mind. I think Ron mentioned last week about I always forget the guy's name, but he's with Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page and everybody else.
Dan Lambs or something like that.
He's very good on the mic.
He's great. He's so good. Yeah.
But realistically speaking, can't take him seriously. Managers don't really work unless you're a special type, but that's also because they come out. It works with MVP because MVP used to be a wrestler. If you're not aware of who that guy is, you look at him like, who is this pencil neck geek? I'll go back old school. Who's this pencil neck geek when he comes out, is doing all this talking? Please, somebody hit him. Robert Stone was a manager for a while, did not work. Drake Maverick was a manager for a while, did not work. When the
with APA, right?
Leo Rush was a manager for a while. You think it worked, Leo Rush? With him pairing,
I think it worked.
I thought he was good. Yeah,
I thought he was very good. But Leo Rush, once again, Leo Rush was a wrestler.
Yeah.
Yes, correct.
So it worked for him. But that's just my opinion. I'm not saying that everybody should feel that way. I'm just saying there's a reason why I don't think managers work as much in this day and age. And AEW has too many, but they also have too many factions.
Yeah, they overdo stuff like that. But I don't know. It's one of those things. I guess it's like they try to bring back certain things. So I think managers is something really needed. Like, I don't want to say necessarily needed, but it's such a, I feel like it's such a lost art. And to the point where they're trying to bring it back, and maybe it's just too excessive. Because isn't Matt Hardy technically a manager at this point? Like,
he still wrestles also.
Right, he does. No, that's true. That's true. He still wrestles.
But he could do it. The problem is he's bigger than a lot of those AEW wrestlers. So and he's more popular by far than a lot of those AEW wrestlers. So a lot of times,
you think so?
Yeah. So when Randy Orton and Matt Riddle, once again, I apologize. Maybe I'll stop doing NXT because we're always doing this. But when Matt Riddle and Randy Orton were on commentary last week, not last night, but last week.
Yeah.
And who was in the ring? I forgot who was in the ring. But everybody, it was Street Profits and some Dirty Dogs.
I think though, yeah.
Everybody was all on Matt Riddle and Randy Orton. That's all they cared about. They didn't care about the people in the ring. Matt Hardy is far and above more popular, even if he's annoys everybody now. He is far and above more popular than everybody in the Matt Hardy financial office. So most of the eyes and most of the story is on him. And that's not what they want to do, because what he's trying to do now is get the younger talent over. They have to find a different approach. It's not working with the approach he's using.
Well, that was great. So with all that said, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a second commercial break. I'm the bad guy. He's the executive consultant. He's the ultimate fan. And we'll be right back after these lovely words.
Man, Pac.
Cody gets respect. Go ahead. Pac.
Just real quick. Yeah, Pac has put on some straight up clinics since he's been here. The Iron Man match, I always think back to that Iron Man match he had with Kenny Omega. They beat the shit out of each other. And it was the smile that I saw on Pac's face in that match was a smile of genuine happiness. And of course, this was earlier on in AEW's history, but he looks so free, you know. I feel like after seeing his repertoire and his moveset when he got over to AEW as opposed to when he was in WWE, I see why, because he's able to do so much more stuff. Even though he was on 205 Live, he has so much stuff that he can pull out, and it's amazing, and he can hit so hard.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Unpopular Review, the NXT show. I'm the bad guy. He's the executive consultant, and he's the ultimate fan. If you're liking everything you're seeing, like, love, and share. It's very great. That is an amazing shirt. That is so good. I want you to understand how good that shirt is. So the ultimate fan, you saw NXT, right? So I was talking a lot. The executive consultant was talking a lot. Yeah, you see that? That's a great graphic.
That was a good win.
That was a. How did that get here? Like, I didn't remember even putting that in here. I don't even know how.
I'm just saying you could have used that picture as well. Nothing against Priscilla Kelly, but I mean, look at this. Like,
the captain gave me that picture. I put it up.
Yeah, I know, but look at this. Look at this. You know, I argued with the ex-toxic girl of my life before, and I used to say it. She used to hate it. Mandy Rose, if you want to talk about a perfection, almost like where do you see a flaw in this woman? Look at her.
I see her.
My God, and that picture is so great. Like, Barbara, did you take this picture? Somebody tell me. Like, this is a beautiful
that's a good picture.
A beautiful picture. Like,
it's a fine ass picture.
Look at the hate. Look at the hate.
Oh, she's so pretty.
She is. Love and share, ladies and gentlemen.
I was trying to get to that.
If you're a fan of Mandy Rose, love and share. Ron's not doing a good job. I don't understand why he does Tuesday.
Ron is doing a good job.
Thank you, Patrick.
Look, you already said you already requested. You already requested to be on, Pat. We granted it. You already said, "Oh, they're the best deal. They're the best duo in all of UPR."
We are.
And got the freaking shirt, right? And now you say, Ron, go ahead. Put more Vaseline on. Go ahead, please.
Can we acknowledge how great Barbara is? Ron's doing great.
No, we're not.
She's awesome. She's tremendous. Barbara got a good place in my heart. So let's talk about it. We got Toxic Attraction to get ready to leave. They're bragging about having all the belts. Raquel Gonzalez pulls up with her Terminator motorcycle and says, "Keep the belt warm for me." As she makes her way to the ring, she's like, I want revenge on Dakota, because Dakota screwed out of the title 2 weeks ago. She didn't forget about that, and Raquel, I'm sorry. Dakota comes out, laughs at her, and I love that she laughed at Raquel because I laughed at Raquel too. It's like you're not even the champ anymore. Like, yeah, what? And then like, and my partner was here. Shout out to the captain. If she was here, she would laugh because now I get the name right. Cora Jade, or what I used to call Horror Jade, comes out of nowhere, attacks Raquel. I mean, not Raquel. I'm sorry, Dakota, because she lost last week because she's a sore loser. I'm not gonna yell too much because, I live in the basement. I don't need to be disturbing people. So, with all that said, she's attacking. She's beating up, trying to get her licks in on Dakota. To Raquel says, "Chica, I understand." Why did I make it sound like Arnold Schwarzenegger? I apologize. She's not Arnold Schwarzenegger, I promise. But she said, "Chica, I promise." She said, "Chica, I understand, but I'm getting first licks on Dakota." To which Cora keeps shaking her head like she was bopping to some good music because she kept doing like this every 5 minutes, like every 5 seconds, doing like this. And then she put her hand out, to which Raquel did like that. So it looked like we're going to be getting this rematch between Raquel and Dakota. And this got to really be the end. Someone in the chat, could we have this got to be the end. This got to really be the end. So one of you guys in the chat was talking about her being called up to the main roster. Actually, talking about Raquel.
Oh, yeah, this morning. Yeah.
Okay, no, there's no follow-up. Lovely.
We said that this morning. Yeah, we said that this morning. Yeah, I forgot who mentioned that, and I said no, he should not. And I said no, she should not be called up. But they may release her. Or they go call her up just for her to get released.
What is with you? What is with you with this release shit? Like, come on, bro. Let me tell you something. Earlier today, Patrick, I wish I had a tissue. Patrick was like, I was like, calm down, bro. They can release a few more. And then the technician, David Sanderson, was like, oh, really? Really? I think you should name them. Corey J was one of those names.
No.
This is literally the theme of the show. Like, I don't know why. I just want to make a highlight of every time a name was mentioned. Chris said, and by the way, that name I mentioned.
Look at this. This was caught on camera, right? We the ones.
We the ones. He's doing all right. I mean, we're close to that match anyway. But I mean, I almost feel like let's get into that. We can skip because Grimes had a match against somebody named Rafung.
Wait, but I want to add on something. Oh,
sure. What do you got?
Something. I think to piggyback off what you said, that should be the last match between Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez. Yes. But I think it should be a stage of hell or a street fight.
You see, the thing with that, right? My thing is they
beat the hell out of each other.
Well, street fight, sure. Like 3 stages of hell. I don't want them to, because they just did it. It was in August they did it. Well, it was Adam Cole, baby, against Kyle O'Reilly. And they did that. So I'd rather them have some time. You get what I'm saying? Like, have some time split between. Yeah. I wouldn't want them to do it so soon. Not to say don't ever do it. I'm just saying I would rather there be some time pass because, like, for me, I'm like, wait, didn't they just do that? And August was not that long ago. So I'm just saying I'd rather them, I'd rather it had some time have gone by. But I do agree with what you're saying. This should be the last encounter. Loser leaves, even a loser leave NXT. I mean, and I get the idea of like stipulations like that. It's just so, you get what I'm saying? Like you hear people say, I was listening to a podcast today and they were talking about, it was 06. They were talking about loser leave town match. And I didn't realize this. It was Chavo Guerrero against Rey Mysterio and loser leave town and Ray lost. And I was like, wow, that was really bad because then he came back. So it was like, I guess he never left the town, So I rather, I guess, in this point where the loser leaves NXT and Raquel looks like she's going to be the one being, I think they're going to call Raquel up before Dakota. And I thought Dakota was going to be the person, but I guess they changed their mind. But I see Raquel being called up first. Gentlemen, anybody want to take over?
If she don't get called up, she should go to SmackDown.
SmackDown. No, it's not a no. You're not wrong. You're entitled to your opinion. I don't know. I feel like I would put her on Raw a little bit, but SmackDown.
Let me ask you a question.
Which one?
Play devil's advocate. Let me play.
You are the devil.
So you're in charge. You're Adam Pearce. You're in charge of Raw and SmackDown for some reason. I have no idea, but you're in charge of Raw and SmackDown.
But I have.
You got to call somebody out, right? What?
Nothing. I was listening.
No. That's not what you said. What did you say?
No, you said if I was Adam Pearce, but I said, but I have hair.
Oh my god! You made me lose my train of thought because you're just so.
You're not training hard enough.
You are so corny.
No, you're saying if I was Adam Pearce and I was running both Raw and SmackDown.
I'm saying that you're so corny. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Why are you so corny?
But you keep me.
Yeah, that's true. That's real. Okay. All right. Anyway, so if you were in charge of Raw or SmackDown, you have a choice. Are you picking her, or are you picking her?
Raquel Gonzalez. Easily.
I guess. I mean, Raquel is great,
today,
but I'm
Patrick,
picking.
I wish I had a tissue. Said, "Oh, why didn't they release people? I don't want to release people." I was like, "Hey, they could release a few more." And then
here we go.
They need a third brand. Then they need a third brand.
Why?
This is the third brand. Well, right? No, not these days. No.
They need another brand. Nah, that's gonna be too much WWE on TV. That's gonna be too much.
Dakota Kai, a few wrestlers,
a
few superstars were brought up to have matches on dark matches before Raw and SmackDown, mostly SmackDown. And those people were supposed to be called up. They had tryouts, Vince offered them contracts, anything like that. Dakota Kai was one of those people where we were positively sure that she was going to get called. That's why everybody was like, oh, she's going to be back to the Raw or SmackDown. Her ass did not get drafted to Raw or SmackDown. They sent her ass back to NXT. Now, granted, she should be very happy about that because a lot of those people who got called up for those dark matches and did not end up making a cut,
right?
Released.
Right. You're not lying.
She did not. So she should be very happy with that, and she should stick there and figure out what is the reason they didn't want her on Raw and SmackDown immediately, and then come up to Raw and SmackDown. Personally, I don't understand why they didn't release her. I'm not saying I wanted her release. I've never been a big Dakota Kai fan. I don't see it. She's had one good moment for me, and that was when she betrayed Tegan Nox at the War Games a couple years ago. I was the only moment I really loved Dakota Kai. Besides that, never been the biggest Dakota Kai fan. I did like her run with Raquel Gonzalez. I think it was the closest thing that we had into a Shawn Michaels Diesel thing.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
She's not it. If she goes to Raw or SmackDown now, she's getting jobbed out.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I would go ahead, Patrick.
That. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I believe that. Yeah, she get jobbed out a couple of times. Yeah, I agree.
But she shouldn't. She's actually a really good talent. Like, I get why everyone would put yes, do that, ladies and gentlemen, like, love, and share because Dakota Kai said so, as she with her pink hair. She's such a great talent that I just like I said, I get not like I said, boom. So Raquel, I get it. She's big. She's like 6'1", strong woman. But I look at Dakota, I'm like, but Dakota is the better in-ring worker. And I get in-ring don't always sell. I understand it. I understand that completely. I'm just talking from a fan perspective of this is what I like. And I just felt like she's always delivered when she was in the ring. I almost, in a lot of ways, I've sometimes felt like she was such an unsung hero. What do you mean by that, Jack? I'm just saying she works her ass off. And I feel like people, and not to say, okay, boom, let me get to the point. I feel like sometimes it's just not noticed. And I'm like, well, I noticed and I know how hard she works. You said that one good moment she had when she did. I think that was great. I agree. That was so great. You know why? Because she was doing the babyface stuff. She kind of was getting overlooked. And then she became a heel. She became an asshole. People were like, yo, this Dakota. And I was concerned when she turned heel. I was like, I don't know about that. I don't know if she should be a heel because you know what? I like her too much. I think she's a sweet person. But she sat there and she turned it up and she added layers to her, which is great because you know what? Not a lot of people can do. I thought she was good as a babyface. I think she's doing really good as a heel. Not a lot of people can do that. Some of the veterans that we know can't do that. You know, where they could be good guy back. Can we stop that? I'm talking. It's not Mandy. That's me. I'm talking. This is my show. Stop doing that.
You heard him, Pat.
Patrick didn't do anything. Stop blaming that man. But I'm just saying, I think Dakota is such a great talent, and maybe it was good what you're saying, EC, where you're mentioning maybe they realized like, let's not bring her up, let's just keep her here. And I hope that they just end this feud. And matter of fact, if I can just throw this out real quick, December 5th, we're gonna have War Games. It seemed like the perfect place to end it all. It seemed like the perfect place. I saw you raise your eyebrows. What do you want to say, EC?
I wasn't aware of that. I missed that.
Yeah, no, they mentioned War Games, December 5th. It's on a Sunday. And we will be here, cheap plug and early plugging. We'll be here to review the show.
I will be at War Games then.
That could be the performance center. I mean,
I'll be our first time I ever seen War Games in person too, so I'm looking forward to that. That's good.
Oh, I think you have such a dope ass time, dude. Like, really think you would have such a dope ass time.
I'm surprised. I didn't think they were going to have it this year. So.
Yeah, and it's funny because I didn't know if they were going to still do takeovers, but I'm glad.
Yeah,
even though they didn't say takeover, they didn't use that word. It's kind of cool that they're still doing stuff where it's a pay-per-view. So I think that's cool. I do want to throw these two things in real quick. WWE, they went on tour. They went to I think
London?
It was England, right?
Was it London
UK.
or?
The UK. Okay, thank you. No, they went to the UK, but they had some NXT representation. So Tommaso Ciampa was out there, and Braun Breaker was out there too. And we'll get to your comment in 1 minute, Anthony. Let me just finish this. We're going to get to you real quick. So Tommaso Ciampa was out there, and so was Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker is pretty much saying he had a great experience, had a great time representing the NXT brand, but he's not done with Tommaso Ciampa. To which Tommaso Ciampa, who was out there talking about representing the NXT brand. So this feud is not done. It looks like with the next pay-per-view like thing going on, they look like they're gonna have something at War Games. So unless they're involved in War Games, but it looked like they're gonna. I maybe they have some because you know what's weird about this War Games? For the last 3 years, right? 3-4 years, I would say.
Undisputed Era, wasn't it?
Absolutely. Called it off the rip.
Ron, you are an intelligent person at times. Pat, who I meant to call it first, and I say Ron. Shit, I forgot what I was going to say.
Do you want to read this Anthony's guy's comment?
I had a question. Well, I had a statement.
Sure.
I thought they were going to scrap off War Game with. I thought they were going to do away with the events, because with the rebuild of NXT 2.0, I thought War Game was not going to happen. I really thought so. Caught me by surprise. But
I feel that Vince is going to regret putting the title on Mandy Rose when he realized she's not going to raise up the ratings like he wants him to. He only put her on because she's beautiful. Anthony, Vince does not run NXT. I don't know why people keep thinking that. He is not the one calling the shots. What he did was help change it, to produce it, to make it seem better and more presentable for their brand. But Shawn Michaels and Triple H are the ones running NXT. They're the ones they call.
But I think I was going to say, I think he's still out.
Yeah, but when he comes back, he's getting right back into it. So, and I'm pretty sure, despite what they say on public, I'm pretty sure Triple H and Shawn Michaels will be on the phone, and Shawn says this, and Triple H says this. I mean, I'm sorry. Triple H might be doing the gorilla part backstage and everything when it comes to that, but I'm pretty sure one of those days out of the week, he's talking to Triple H, even for 15 minutes, and says, I think this person should do this, and I think this person should do that. I guarantee it. Just as friends, they would do that. So, but that's not Vince's call. Vince is say, put the title on Mandy. I'll be really surprised. And once again, I have no backstage knowledge of that. I mean, if I wanted to find out, I could probably find out that part, but I'm pretty sure that's not the case. And I remember my question. Pat.
RPJ's iPhone.
Yes.
You did that on purpose. You just want me to fire her on air? Is that what you want me to do? Yeah. Pat, where's Samoa Joe?
I was just about to ask that question, I don't know. He got hurt. Ron, what is so funny?
I'm going to ask a question.
I'm laughing because, as soon as he was going to say that, he was almost I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm all over the place. Go ahead.
I'm going to ask a question, and I want your honest opinion, Pat.
Great. Okay.
Because you were one of those clowns right?
Why'd you call him a clown? I don't like that. I'm not a fan of that. Why you call him that?
Fine. You're one of those guys, right? Okay. Samoa Joe was released earlier this year.
Correct. Yeah, I remember that.
And you're one of those guys that was like, I wish I had a tissue. Oh, why did he Samoa Joe? I can't believe he do that. They should let him wrestle. And I remember Steve and I coming on the show a few times and like, look, this guy gets hurt all the time. Why do y'all want him to keep him around? Why y'all want him to keep him around, make him champion? They're like, it's a shame Samoa Joe was never champion. It's a shame Samoa Joe was never world champion. WWE doesn't know what they're doing. They finally cleared. They brought him back. They finally cleared him to wrestle. And he gets injured a match later.
But it's such a shame, though. It really is such a shame. It's one of those things that's such a shame because I feel like the time WWE called him, he was in his late 30s, early 40s or whatever, already hurt. And it's such a shame because I feel like he should be WWE champion. I do feel like he should. And I'm not even a big Samoa Joe guy, but I do feel like he should have been that. But at the same time, I can understand why the company had been resistant about that when they look at him and they go, nah, if we put the title on you, you good, right? Like you're gonna be able to walk the hallways and not break your arm, right? You know, so I can understand why there's a
out for months, came back for a feud, and then a month later got injured again at a commercial.
And I'm just saying, like,
sorry,
it's not even like the disrespect Joe, because like
it's not.
I think he's great. I think he's really someone who they should have called years ago, and it is what it is. But they called him, and you hear that like that commercial you're talking about, that Raw commercial where AOP put him through the commercial table, right? And he had like a concussion or something like that. And it's just sad because it's like Samoa Joe should have that credential of like, oh, I was a WWE champion, because he should be. He's one of the guys when you think about TNA, right? AJ Styles, Samoa Joe. You could go with a few other names. I'm going to use those two.
Robert Roode,
Christopher Daniels. I mean, it's a whole. I mean, and maybe that would be a fun show to do one day, talking about like Impact guys who really made impact. Who?
We can.
Ooh, let's talk about that off air. But I'm just saying he's someone who should have. But I do, like I said, I do understand that. Where look at Ken Kennedy, right? He was hot in 2007. But I don't think they wanted to put no belt on him because you know why? He got hurt.
He got hurt a lot. Got injured a
lot. And I'm not someone who like.
Let me ask you a question. Go ahead. No, finish.
No. Go ahead. What's the question?
I just said if it was never for Samoa Joe's injury, do you think they would put a championship on him by now? Or do you think they'll try to?
What championship we talking about? Because are we talking like world title?
Yeah. Or do you think they'll try to come up with another thing, like for another reason why I think they give him a champion? I think so. There was a time when Brock Lesnar was champion. I never saw him beating Brock. AJ. I'm trying to think of like who were the champions at the time when he would have been.
You know why they stopped that Brock Lesnar Samoa Joe feud, right?
Huh?
You know why they stopped that Brock Lesnar Samoa Joe feud, right? Because that was
apparently you got something. What do you got?
Why
Samoa Joe got injured?
No, he didn't.
I'm dead serious.
No, he was at the next pay-per-view. That was Great Balls of Fire. No, it was Great Balls of Fire. And then SummerSlam was the Fatal 4-Way.
Right. The SummerSlam, they had a Fatal 4-Way. And then they were supposed to continue Brock Lesnar versus Samoa Joe.
Oh, okay.
But he got injured.
Really?
That is a fact.
Is that the same year where he was having that thing with Braun Strowman?
Yeah, Braun Strowman came out the night after.
Braun was immediately after that. Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right, yeah, but I don't think they would have still put the title on him. I think they were going to.
No, they wouldn't put the title on him. But the problem is, like I said, he's had one title run in WWE since he's been there. One.
The U.S.
The main roster. U.S. Guess why it was ended?
Because he got
injured.
He got injured. It's a true story. He got injured. So if you're going to do that with my U.S. title or my Intercontinental title, why would I give you my World or Universal title?
And it's such a shame because, like, I think a lot of people did think it was a storyline with the this year with the NXT thing. I kind of thought that myself. I was like, that's kind of weird. But I said, let's see how this all play out. Cause let's see how everything plays out. He's been out since that was August, right? So what, 3 months? I would say close to 3 months. But I digress. There was so much stuff going on in NXT, and we had a time.
But that's why Ciampa's your champion. I said that. I called that a couple weeks ago. Ciampa's your champion because he is the elder NXT guy that can put over the younger guy. They wanted that veteran to put over the younger guy when they become the NXT champion. That's all Ciampa's doing. He's taking immediately. Remember I mentioned earlier about Doudrop? I saw Doudrop and Nia Jax. Same thing. Same situation. They have a storyline already written out. The person gets injured, and instead of changing the storyline completely, the only thing they had to do was say, okay, we're going to take you out and put you in. And they had the same exact.
There was a replacement. There was always like a replacement where someone they fit that category and said, correct, I can take you from here and then put this person. Like I can move you and put this person here. So
they do that in shows sometimes when somebody gets sick or unfortunately passes away or something. They'll put a similar character on and they just give them the same lines, and it just seems seamless. And then you at home don't know any better. Not that it's a problem. I mean, it is what it is. I'm just saying that's what happened. That's why Ciampa's champion. Remember, a month before Ciampa won that title, no, I would thought he was about to be NXT champion anytime soon, if ever again. Happened out of nowhere. That's why.
Marshall does a good job of putting over the younger talent. Well, he does a good job. He really does. I remember, like when I was in Florida, when I went to NXT for the.
You know what? I hate to cut you off, but you say that like it wasn't just last week. Like it's.
It felt like it was just yesterday, though.
You said, I know, but the way you said it, I remember when I was in Florida. You said it like it was like years ago. But go ahead, Pat. Go ahead.
When I was in Florida, after the Tommaso Ciampa versus Braun Breaker, Tommaso he delivered like a speech or something like that. It was a heartwarming speech at the end.
Who did that? Tommaso Ciampa did that?
Tommaso Ciampa.
Oh,
yeah.
Nice.
It was off-air television.
He's done that quite a few times. He internalizes NXT so much he bleeds NXT. That's his baby. He never wants to go to Raw. I mean, he and Gargano were called up to Raw years ago. People remember, and they requested so much to go back. And then Vince was like, "Who are you again?" All right, go ahead. And
that's so awful. So we're going to finish off this NXT review, guys. We want to say thank you again for watching us, and hopefully you guys are enjoying the conversation because we're having a blast. The bad guy, the executive consultant, and the ultimate fan. You like what you're seeing, like, love, and share, please. If you're watching us on Facebook, give us a reaction. If you're on YouTube, give us a thumbs up. Even if it's a thumbs down, tell us why it's a thumbs down. We love the conversation. We love it all. But give us a thumbs up. Thumbs up is a lot better. It's a lot more sexier. But if you're watching us on Twitch, Twitter, we say thank you to that too. And let's talk about this main event. Carmelo Hayes against Pete Dunne. I do like Carmelo Hayes. This is like the second NXT where he's main event, because last week him and his boy Trick tag team beating Johnny Gargano and Dexter Lumis. And I want to give a shout out to her. She said, you were great. So we want to say thank you, Barbara, the official camera woman. You got to follow her on YouTube. Please give her a follow. But I'm really happy for my man Carmelo. He's getting a lot of I feel like they have a trust in him. Like, we've got Braun Breaker. That's the future of NXT. I feel like he's going to definitely dethrone Tommaso Ciampa. He's going to be the guy. But you got to worry about what's your next lineup of guys. And Hayes has been looking really good. So I think him being in the ring with the birthday boy, Pete Dunne, he looked good. He didn't embarrass himself. He was able to keep up with Pete Dunne. Someone like Pete Dunne. And you was mentioning earlier a lot about these NXT UK guys, how like, and we didn't go into the details about the Grizzled Young Vets because apparently they did some food shopping and they were eating chicken. I don't know what's going on with these boys. But Pete Dunne, he's such a great talent. He's such a great talent. It's funny you mentioned earlier, Chris, or the executive consultant, how, you know, like we talked about maybe, hey, well, some of these guys be in the main roster. And I think the big thing will be against him is his height, because I think that
would definitely be his problem.
That would be his problem. He's not a big dude. What's
Neither
he
is Austin Theory. Austin Theory is not a tall dude either, but Austin Theory is a big dude. Well, he's very, cut.
He's muscular, yeah.
And he's good on the mic, and he has that charisma. Now he didn't have it a while ago.
No, he didn't.
Him being with Gargano, him pairing with Gargano is really perfect. Actually,
absolutely.
And people gonna get upset with me on this. I really don't give a fuck. But
hey, watch your mouth. What the fuck?
If Gargano can make it on the main roster, I will make him Austin Theory's manager.
I agree. Yeah, I kind of will agree because I don't see because he'll get buried. He's
not going to do well on Raw and SmackDown. He will get buried.
They're going to have
him. If he shows up on Raw and SmackDown, he's chasing a 24/7 title.
Yeah, and I hate
24/7 title. Yeah, to piggyback.
Yeah, and I
can see piggyback, Pat. Piggyback.
I can see going after the 24/7 title, have a different original.
But I think he definitely helped prove to Austin Theory because Austin Theory was on the main roster briefly before, but he didn't have it.
No,
Seth Rollins wasn't giving it to him either. But since he's been with Gargano, I see some big things for this dude. I see some big things for this dude, and I think Carmelo Hayes, who really, the breakout tournament was only 2 months ago or something like that. I'm not even talking about NXT North American Championship, right? But he is definitely, but WWE knows it. And I can tell you how WWE knows it. This is backstage news. Nobody's going to know this. I don't think it's going to be laying out. I don't want anybody to know my sources or anything. And this one is not who everybody thinks it is. But Odyssey Jones was supposed to win that thing, right? Or you call him Baby Mark Henry. He was supposed to win it. But Carmelo Hayes impressed so much.
Yeah.
They changed it to him. Then they gave him the NXT North American Championship. He's much better NXT North American champ. He's done much more than a previous holder.
Right? You're not lying. You're not lying.
He is a star. Watched him in the main event last week. He is a star. If they can get over the hype thing, that is
because he's not a big dude. So no, I can see that. I can see that.
He's also muscular. He's also muscular. He's in very good shape.
Yeah, but that's the thing.
Great mic skills.
But I think that's the thing. They're muscular, but I still feel like that height bothers them. You get what I'm saying?
The hype bothers me sometimes, yes.
Yeah, and I've heard you say that because even you said Johnny 205 Live.
And I think not even just his height. He's just a small dude.
He is a small dude. He is a small dude. He's not the biggest guy in the world, but I think he outperforms a lot of these guys that are 6'3", 6'4", who can barely wipe their ass at the same time.
You are completely correct, but put Johnny Gargano in that match against Drew McIntyre.
No, he would. There would be the same fate that
Johnny Gargano versus Bobby Lashley.
No, Bobby. No, and listen, I like Johnny Gargano, but Bobby should be destroying him and then eat him for dinner.
Bobby Lashley eat him up.
Yeah, he should. Yeah, Bobby Lashley would just say, "Hey, MVP, you hungry?" As he rotate him through a fire. But the point is,
Bobby Lashley versus Johnny Gargano.
Yeah. No, I agree. No, I agree. But I do sit here and say, Johnny.
Imagine that mania being a pay-per-view. That's why I keep looking at these people. Let me take my eyes off so you can look at my eyes. Imagine that.
Your glasses, not your eyes.
My eyes. This is my second pair of eyes.
Okay.
Right? If you're telling me going into Fastlane, the main event is Bobby Lashley versus Johnny Gargano, you're going to honestly sit here and tell me you buy tickets? Or you think that's a match? And you're going to say, well, no, because Bobby Lashley's in the match. Are you kidding me, Bo?
Listen.
Are we watching wrestling or are we watching elementary school wrestling? What are we doing?
Let me tell you something.
Where are we going, James? Shout out to you.
We had big ass height difference.
We had Money in the Bank this year, right? We had Kofi Kingston against Bobby Lashley. That match was what it had to be.
I love that match.
Yes. That match was what it was supposed to be. And listen, I'll say it off here. I like Johnny Gargano. I think he's great. He's phenomenal. He's put on some bangers in NXT. But you put him on some.
Go ahead.
Put him in a match with someone like Drew. And listen, I think the match still could be competitive. But you put him in the ring with someone. Competitive. You put him in the ring with someone like Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley is supposed to kill this dude. He's supposed to kill him.
Shout out to what's her name? Wrestling Doll. She has 14 names or something like that. You should hear her ring name. But shout out to her because she mentioned this last night and she subs for me. Thank you very much. On Raw last night with Big Daddy Cool. She referenced that match. The match was great. Somebody disagreed. put their comment up so I can.
It's Anthony. What up,
Anthony?
He said, I disagree because remember, Brock said wrestling smaller wrestle because they get the best out of him and enjoyed. Was that? Oh, throwing? I guess throwing Daniel Bryan and AJ more than he did Roman. I guess tossing. He's trying to say toss.
Right. So, why do you think Brock Lesnar prefers that type of match? He looks like a freaking monster, right? Yeah. You can toss around AJ Styles, who can create so much motion in the ring because he's so good. You can toss around his three of his best matches. I can't say because Brock Lesnar actually had some bangers.
I'm pretty sure AJ, Daniel Bryan. Who's the third one?
Finn Balor. Royal Rumble 2019 was actually a very good match.
Okay,
it's very underrated because people don't consider it as good as the Daniel Bryan one, AJ Styles.
It's hard to compete with those two, but
I honestly thought it was almost just as good. My favorite one was the one with AJ, but I thought it was almost just as good. But let's be real. Yeah. The format and the one with Rey Mysterio, Survivor Series of 2000, I think it was 19, was also very good, even though it was like 6 minutes, but it was very good. And why? Because it's always the same format with Brock Lesnar and those smaller guys. It's still good. He's beating their ass. He's making you feel so sorry for these clowns, right? Can't say clowns. He's making you feel so sorry for these wrestlers. Nope, can't say wrestlers. He's making you feel so sorry for these sports entertainers. And then something happens when he messes his own self up, and then they're able to go through use their speed and get all around them and everything like that. And it draws the crowd in. Like, oh my God, can the underdog do it? Caught F5.
No, it's true. Matter of fact,
on the small guy, the F5 is deadly on the small guys.
You're not doing that to a Roman Reigns.
Know what I'm saying? Brock said he preferred wrestling those guys in terms in the ring work. They get better out of him than facing. And that's true. Like, no, it's actually really true because like when he had a match with like AJ and Daniel Bryan, which you guys should follow us on the Instagram because we have polls. I mean, it's been slow lately, but we will be getting back to those. But like, you know, when he had those matches with AJ and Daniel Bryan, those were like some of his best stuff. I think the match he had with CM Punk was a good one, and Punk is
that was also a very
that
good
was a really good one. And what made that one so good, right, was it wasn't just a standard match. It was like a street fight like thing, just to give Punk. Because let's be real, anybody gives the ring with Brock Lesnar, if you're not like his height, his weight, because like even in that match, I think he had him by like 50 pounds or something like that. Because Brock's a big dude.
Punk's a small guy.
Huh? 150. It might have been like 80, 90. I don't know. I'm terrible with numbers. 100. Okay, let's go with 100.
Easy. Punk is small.
Okay, fair enough. I'm terrible with numbers.
Bigger than Punk.
Yeah, okay, Patrick, you're bigger than Punk. So we're gonna call you the ultimate fan, Punk. But yeah, they had that match. It was a really good match. And these little guys do bring out the best. What are you laughing?
Punk came out at the Dynamite. I was at looking like you, Ron. Like,
what, he wore a hoodie? He wore a hoodie?
He was so freaking. No, he wore a cap, but he wore a sweatshirt, jeans, and a cap. And he came running out, and we were up top, and I didn't see him. And the camera was in the wrong direction, so they couldn't show him properly.
Right.
And he came out to face Bobby Fish, well, to beat up Bobby Fish, who's beating up some jabroni in the ring of all people. Bobby Fish, right? Punk came out, and I swear, you can ask Mike Knox from around the blocks. You can ask him. I was like, who the hell is this guy? And then the camera finally panned to him. But I'm just saying, that's a small guy. All right, this was bad perspective, but I apologize. Go ahead.
No, you're good. You're good. I'm glad that anytime you see someone skinny, you immediately think of me. That's apparently what I'm getting out of this. You see someone very skinny, you're like, hey, that looked like Ron. But I mean, that's really NXT. I mean, Carmelo Hayes take the defeat on Pete Dunne. He didn't look really bad in defeat, and Pete Dunne gets the win. I mean, you got to keep him looking strong, I guess. So, I mean, did you guys want to add anything before we do some plugs and call it a night?
I want to say NXT. Something. I think one spear will break. One spear will break Johnny Gargano in half.
Oh my God!
All right, hold on. Highlight this. If you think CM Punk really is 225, bro, you're not. No.
Whoa!
Yeah, no, I think there was an actual. Like I won't even go 100, but 90, 80 pounds. It was a big difference because the commentators even acknowledged that. I just don't remember the numbers because I just don't remember. And that was a really good match. I would sit here and say, like, if you had to talk about Brock matches, I would go AJ, Daniel Bryan, CM Punk. Finn wasn't bad. I even feel like Ricochet's match, 170. Who's 170? Punk?
CM Punk is 170 pounds.
Wow. Okay. And then okay. All right. No.
Remember they escalate the number.
Right. No. They do.
They're going to tell me. WWE tells me all the freaking time that Johnny Gargano is 199 pounds. Johnny Gargano is not 199 pounds. I've been up and close and personal with Johnny Gargano. He is not 199 pounds. If he was 199 pounds when he got on the scale, he padded his shoes and put on 5 sweatshirts. That man is not 199 pounds. These are the same people who used to tell me that Adam Cole is 210 pounds. Adam Cole is not 210 pounds. I'm sorry.
I'm glad you're having a great time, Barbara.
But now, aren't you going to NXT every week, Barbar?
Ba.
Go ahead.
Yeah, what do you want to say, Pat?
I was about to say WWE. They like to give them some extra pounds, not like
because your superstars have to. I'm gonna say this and then Ron, we gotta go. But
sure, let's do it.
I'm gonna say this like this, okay? Growing up as a wrestling fan, they were portrayed as superheroes. Why? Because they're catered mostly to kids, kind of like today, and they want you to feel like these are heroes. They want you to feel like these are people who are larger than life. That's why you have certain wrestlers who are taller and the camera is down here so you can see how much larger than life. They have to look like wrestlers. Not all the wrestlers of today do because they went to this little smaller movement, which is fine because we have some great talent out of them. However, at the same time, it's harder for you to watch people wrestle that you feel like you can kick their ass, right? CM Punk was in UFC. People still feel like they can kick his ass because he got his ass kicked in like 28 seconds, right? But WWE likes to add on the pounds to make him seem larger than life, and they always do that. But it's just hard for me to believe that Adam Cole is 210 pounds. No way in hell is Adam Cole 210 pounds looking like that. I'm sorry.
And ladies and gentlemen, that was the executive consultant's rant. Ultimate Fan, before we do these plugs, do you have anything you want to throw in there?
No, not really.
He's such a happy-go guy. That's why I like Badger. He's just a happy-go guy. I love that. I love the shirt. I see you, fans.
Wait. Hold on. Wait. I do have something to plug in. Hold on. Stop.
Oh.
I do. So I have to cut you. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are watching this video, please give this video like, share, subscribe. Also, be able to get their shirt, support their shirt, support this merchandise.
Get that shirt up there, baby.
Do not regret it. Do not regret
it. See, that's what I'm talking about.
Do not regret it. Follow us on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. Thank you for watching.
So let's do these plugs before we go home. So, hey, ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Unpopular Review. We have so much content going on. You're just catching the Tuesday night content. But let's talk about Mondays. Mondays, starting at 6:30, you got Around the Block with Mike Knox. He's for the intelligent wrestling fans. That means certain people can't watch, but please just tune in. Give the big bro a view and a shout out. Also on Mondays, we have the Raw Results. We have the Raw Result Review Show. It's so nasty. And that is with the coolest of the daddies, Big Daddy Cool, and I believe the Wrestling Dolls on Mondays, correct? No, who's on Mondays? I'm sorry, because we switch everyone. Is it the Executive Consulting, like the OG tag team, the coolest of the daddies and the Executive Consultant? You can catch them on Mondays right after Monday Night Raw goes off the air on Tuesdays. I'm joined by these three great two gentlemen tonight, but on Tuesdays you can catch me, the captain, and joining Tuesday night, the Ultimate Fan. I can't wait to be working with you on Tuesday. It's gonna be fun. You get to see Shayna yell at me in person. And I see this right here, but I think you should do this one, Executive Consultant. We're doing Spider-Man, but when are you doing Spider-Man?
Starting next Tuesday, every single Tuesday, leading up to the next Spider-Man One Way Home movie that comes out. we'll be doing a different Spider-Man movie. So next Tuesday, we're going to do the first Spider-Man movie from 2002.
Oh,
Looking
man.
forward to that one. This is one of my favorite franchises.
It's such a great movie. I'm glad that you guys are doing Spider-Man.
See it on my TV. So.
It's
been a long time since I've seen it.
Ron laughed and unfortunately stopped me from like tearing out.
No, I just love it. He's like, I'm just gonna watch it on TV. Like, it's just gonna be there, like we do. But no, Spider-Man 1 was actually really dope. I'd still say Spider-Man 2 of that trilogy was the best. Like, I can't wait to hear you guys review about it. And please, ladies and gentlemen, follow our sister network on YouTube. We have an entertainment side. They do movies, TV shows. It's such a great time. Some stuff going on. Like, follow them on YouTube, man. It's a great time. UPRE. That's still part of the unpopular review universe. I see this movie. So this is Thursday?
Yeah, this is Thursday. This is E Boogie's pick called Midsommar. You see, it's depressing, kind of like E. So that's why we're going to review it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. This movie, I'm just sad looking at this. I don't even know what this movie's freaking about, and I'm hurt. Oh, should I post it? Okay, I see you post. Okay, copy. And we talked about Thursday, Wednesday. I'm not sure if they're doing one, but there's supposed to be a challenge review. I'm not sure if that's gonna happen.
Not this week.
Not this week, so there's a cancel. But hey, you know what's gonna happen on Wednesdays? Where is it? Do we have it? Oh, we do. On Wednesday, right? What happened? Right after AEW goes off the air, we're on the air. You can catch All Elite Joker, and I believe the administrator will be on. They will be talking about Dynamite. Like how Dynamite Jade's
like. We think the administrator is going to be on. He has an announcement that he's going to make any minute now. We're waiting for that. But if he is not on tomorrow, then probably it's going to be me. We'll see.
We'll figure it out, ladies and gentlemen. But we have, once again, just follow us on Facebook, Instagram, all social media. You'll know the headline and schedule. And on Friday, we have Smackdown. That's a hell of a picture. Like, you could tell this is moving because you just see Matt. He's blurry. So we have, I believe, we have the Wrestling Doll, and who else is on Fridays? Because I can't keep up with this anymore.
Right now it's the administrator still, as well as Stephen Willie Beeman.
Okay, and that's Friday. So should I post, or do you want to put it up on air and I'll talk about it? Because I saw you put it up there.
I will put it up there.
Put it up. We have so much stuff going on, ladies and gentlemen. So many announcements, too. This announcement, we haven't even do it yet.
Announced Squid Games.
Ooh, and on Saturday, this is the outdated, so outdated, there's not even a logo. But Squid Games on Saturday. Join me, Cedar Superior, and The Mark. We talk about Squid Games. We're going to talk about, I believe, 6 and 7. Because we did 4 and 5 last week. It was a great time. Me and C, we were having some wine, and we were talking about Squid Games, and it was a great time. So please join us again for Wind Down, Squid Games and Wind Down. This is going to be a great time on Saturday around 8 p.m. And yeah, you can catch us here on Tuesdays too. Talked about that. I didn't see these updated. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, guess who's celebrating an anniversary this month? It's here. Unpopular Review. We're going to be celebrating 3 amazing years. We want to say thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us for these 3 amazing years. Not only just talking about wrestling, we've been talking about entertainment, and we enjoyed all you guys' feedback, good, bad, or indifferent. And I hope you guys join us for our celebration. We're going to be celebrating all month. And I think that's all the plugs, right? Hey, I'm sorry. It's okay. Thank you for just showing up. That's me when I go to work. I'm just like, hey, I'm sorry I'm late. That's cool. With that all said,
please make sure that you leave a like, love, and a share, and follow us at all of our YouTube channels at UPRE as well as Unpopular Review. Hey, more to come. You never know what happens coming up soon. We have a lot of stuff that we have in the works. Including a return of promo battle sooner or later. That should be coming up at the beginning of the month. So look forward to that. Like I said, a lot of content. Badguy Jack, take us home. Oh, Pat, do you have any final words?
Time go by fast. I remember when we first started. We were supposed to start on small. We was at Legends. We was at Jack Dempsey.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be a video between like a one-time deal. It was supposed to be like a one-time deal. Then UPR became so big. I'm really excited that I came along this far.
No, I agree. If I can even just piggyback on a few, I've celebrated my year with you guys in April, and I'm going on 2 next April. So I am excited to be celebrating all these great this anniversary, and I'm grateful because I got to meet all you great people and talk wrestling and know you guys in the chat because I'm just random as hell because suck. So I guess that's my last words. EC, any last words before we go home?
Not at all. We'll see you tomorrow for AEW.
Peace.
Peace.